So if you've ever purchased a microphone similar to the Rode Pod Mic, you usually get some boring packaging and the microphone itself, and that is it. The packaging is a little less than to be desired, and usually you just throw it away. But the original Neat Worker Bee comes in this extravagant package that you get, and not only is it fully recyclable, but you get some cool things in it, and the crate you can actually use to store audio cables or anything like that. So let's take a look at this Neat Worker Bee and see if they spent all their money on just the packaging or if they put some good engineering into the microphone itself. Let's check it out. So let's go ahead and unbox this Neat Worker Bee. So it comes with this manual, and you'll see that everything is bee themed. When it came out with the original line of bees, it came in the colony. So they started out with the bumblebee. This is the worker bee. They also have the king bee. So everything is bee themed along with the packaging and instructions, but it gives you all the technical data and then how to use the microphone, however going to use that. And then we'll go into that in some more details as well. So you get that, you get your registration card, and let's go ahead and take out the microphone. But it is pretty cool because this is a heavy duty plastic container here. So you can use this to store, you know, extra video gear. I might use it for cables. All right, so it does come with a pop filter. You get the Worker Bee microphone, the shock mount, and then it also comes with a velvet carrying case for the microphone itself. And then you also get this weird little decoration, I guess you can call it. So it's this little bee topper spinning thing, and then you get to stand with it with the serial number of the microphone. So I don't know what you would do with that other than use it as shelf decoration. So the cool thing about this microphone is its unique style and look. It definitely does not look like your everyday microphone. So this isn't going to fit everybody's style, but I just thought it was really cool because it's different. And typically you see these black microphones, the Shure SM7B, pretty boring looking, but this is definitely something to make it pop in your video. So let's go ahead and get this thing put together, and we'll put it on a boom arm and see how it sounds. And just for reference, all audio that you've been hearing right now is coming out of the Blue Blackout Spark SL. So we'll see how this sounds compared to the Worker Bee when we get it hooked up. And right now you are listening straight audio from the Neat Worker Bee, no audio processing right now, and we do have it going through the Rodecaster Pro. So this is a condenser mic, and it does take phantom power. So most of your audio mixing devices will give you the phantom power that you need, just like this Rodecaster Pro. So when I set it up, I went here to the microphone and I selected just the generic condenser mic, since that's what this is. And so it'll give you pretty generic settings and everything like that that'll sound good for the condenser mic. You can go ahead and do some audio processing to adjust it depending on your voice, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do it without any audio processing so you can hear what the raw sound of the microphone is. I did have to turn the gain down a little bit from what I was using the Blue Blackout Spark, but other than that, that is how we have it set up. So how does this sound compared to the Blue Spark? It does come with this pop filter you can take on and off. So right now, this is without the pop filter. So we'll test out those plosive. Peter Piper pitched a podcast. And so now we'll test it with the pop filter. Peter Piper pitched a podcast. So it does help get rid of some of those plosives. And then also, since this is a condenser mic, you can set it off to the side of your mouth. So that way your breathing and air comes out and does not go directly into the microphone. It kind of goes out and away, but set it to the side and it'll still pick up your voice since it does have that condenser type versus, you know, the Rode Pod mic or the Shure SM7B I have right here. You really want to talk directly into that microphone from the front, whereas with these condenser microphones, you have a little bit more wiggle room. And you'll see that on the back of the microphone, there is a bee that will light up when you have phantom power turned on your interface device. This will just show you that you are getting power to the microphone through that phantom power. So the shock mount that this comes with does come with a thread adapter, so you can mount it to any microphone stand or boom arm that you have. You'll see we do have it on this boom arm here. And when you do put the microphone in the shock mount, on the mount itself are two screws on the bottom that you'll just screw into the actual bottom of the microphone as well to keep that in place. So with the shock mount, it also helps absorb any physical movements that you do, whether you're hitting your table, you accidentally bump the microphone, or like in a podcast, if you move the microphone around a lot, it doesn't pick up that movement or any noises. So in my headphones, I'm not hearing any movement or anything like that. So it's kind of keeping that vibration from getting into the microphone. And if I move the table or anything like that, it's not coming in through my audio that I can hear. Whereas if a lot of times, if you move one of these other microphones around that doesn't have a shock mount, you kind of get some of that handling noise. So let's go ahead and compare this microphone to a couple other dynamic microphones that I use for a podcast. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Shure SM7B. If you watch Joe Rogan, this is the microphone he uses. So this is a $400 microphone compared to this Neat Worker Bee, which I got on Amazon for $80. So you can actually buy 4 of these for the price of the Shure microphone. So let's see what the audio difference is between the two to see if, the Worker Bee does hold up to the Shure at all or not. So the audio that you're hearing now is coming from the Shure SM7B. This is a microphone that I use for podcasting, and it is known throughout the podcasting community as one of the best sounding microphones for podcasts. So it does have that nice deep sound that you get. So this is the Shure SM7B. And then this is the Neat Worker Bee. So let me know how that sounds. I can tell a little bit of a difference in my headphones. This sounds a lot more quieter in my headphones, but a little bit more bassy than the Neat Worker Bee. And then another popular podcast microphone is the Rode PodMic, which is actually made to go with the Rodecaster Pro that I'm working here, and actually one of the first microphones we use for podcasting. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. So now you're listening to the Rode PodMic. This is a $99 microphone, so still more expensive than the Worker Bee. And then you just get the microphone itself. You don't get anything else with it. You don't get a pop filter, but it does have a built-in pop filter a little bit. But let me know how the Rode PodMic, a dynamic microphone, sounds next to the Neat Worker Bee. All right, and now we're back on the Neat Worker Bee microphone. So those are the 2 microphones that we use for our podcast. We have a couple others that I've collected as well, but I do have a co-host that likes to move around a lot. So with the dynamic microphones, the further you move away, you really lose the sound of your voice. Whereas we're going to try this Worker Bee to see if he could still talk when he's further away from the microphone and it still picks him up quite.
Hello. Whoa. Hello. It's picking me up all the way back here.
Yeah, like
hello. So this would be perfect for me. Look, it's still below red, but I can sit here and move around and not have to worry about constantly bringing stuff back and forth. This sounds so good. It sounds good.
So there's some interesting history with the company Neat itself. It was created by the original founders of Blue Microphone back in 2014. In 2013, Blue Microphone was purchased by a Riverside company, and then later in 2014 purchased by Logitech, who currently owns them. And then while Neat was founded in 2014, they did not come out with their first line of products until 2016. And then there was some shakeup in the company, and the products were hard to find, and you really couldn't find them other than online. And at that point, they were also part of Gibson. And then by January 2021, Neat was purchased by Turtle Beach, who is a gaming headset company, and they tried to bring back some of the original founders of Neat and are kind of revitalizing the Neat products. So while this is the original Worker Bee, there is now a Worker Bee 2 that is out, but the style is not quite the same. It's more of a all black color, a little more modernized microphone, and then it obviously comes in not such extravagant packaging. So the original Worker Bees can still be found. I found this one on Amazon for $80, and I just like the looks of it. You can get the newer version, the B2, and while it looks more like your standard microphone, I just really like how this one stands out. And then with the changing of people who actually own the company, you can tell that there's not quite as much money going into the product packaging and the product itself. So the original one does get better reviews than the newer one, and I mean, let's be honest, that packaging on the original one is really cool. And just so you get an idea of the size of the Neat Worker Bee, I have it next to the Shure SM7B, the Shure SM7, the Rode PodMic, the Blue Spark SL, and as well as the Blue Yeti X. So you can kind of see how big that the Neat Worker Bee is compared to these other microphones, because it is quite a bit larger than I thought it was going to be. So this is how it compares to all these other microphones. If you do purchase this microphone, do check out the field guide to the Worker Bee, because it will give you not only all the technical specs of it, but how you can use this microphone depending on your situation. So whether you're going to use it for vocals or use it for a musical instrument, it'll give you the exact setup on how you can use it to the best of its ability for your situation. So no matter if you're going to use it for guitar amp, drums, or even wind instruments, it'll show you the best way to set it up to get the best sound quality for that situation. And the fact that most microphones that you get nowadays don't even come with an instruction manual. So the fact that this comes with a pretty unique and very in-depth manual is pretty awesome, because I can't tell you, like with this Rode Pod mic, you just get the pod mic in the box and that's it. But this comes with an instruction manual that'll walk you through any case scenario that you want to use this microphone. So I've actually really come to like this microphone. The build quality seems really good. It seems like there was a lot of engineering and thought that went into this microphone. Even though it is right now $80, I feel like you get a lot more out of it than what you're paying, especially with everything it comes with and the sound quality that comes out of this. I do think you get definitely what you're paying for this microphone. So hopefully you found this video helpful if this is something you're considering and comparing it to some other popular microphone options out there. I will post a link down in the description below to where you can find this on Amazon. And then I also put a link to the new Worker Bee 2 in case you want to take a look at that. So go ahead and check out this other video up here where we go over some other microphone reviews. If you found this video helpful, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.